YouTube! Hey! It's February 9th. So, therefore, last night it was the full moon, the snow moon. I'm not impressed because this is a hell of a lot of snow. We got a little bit of a snowmageddon going on. I'm waiting for my snow removal guy to come by. But I wanted to talk today about, since 2020 now is the anniversary, and I'm sorting fabric, so I'm not ignoring you. Um, 2020 is the anniversary, 100th anniversary of women getting the vote. Yay. And it's a it was a very momentous situation that a lot of women, not just in the United States, but in Great Britain too. I mean, women died fighting for us to get the right to vote. All respect for that. And I think their passion fuels my passion for political stuff. But sorry, my mouth is so dry. But that being said, for many years, I took care of my Aunt Olga. Now, Aunt Olga was born in 1916, and her parents died her mom in 1917, and then dad in 1918, during that time's flu pandemic. So she was left orphaned, and my grandmother actually raised her. So Aunt Olga is technically my dad's first cousin, but she's always Aunt Olga. And she grew up in an era where women were still intimidated, despite the fact that a few years after she was born, women got the right to vote, but they were still considered, well, stay at home, be in the kitchen, don't work. And just, one generation removed, well, I became a Marine. So, yeah, my Aunt Olga was married to a very um, kind of an abusive. No, it wasn't kind of abusive. It was a verbally, physically abusive man. Um, when her parents died, her dad had a business, and there was a will made out in a trust that, for my Aunt Olga, that upon her turning 21, she would inherit the money. And unfortunately, long story short, the attorney that was taking care of the estate, uh, swindled a lot of money out of this little estate. I'm sure it wasn't millions of dollars, but nonetheless, when she was 15, she met Bill, her not soon to be, but her future husband. And that was the only guy she ever dated because, well, that's the way they did it back then. And when Bill had learned that she was going to be inheriting money because she wanted to marry him, but he wouldn't marry her until she turned 21. Uh, our side of the family did not like Bill because they saw him for what he was. And it was a really sad situation. She was looking for a father figure, and unfortunately, it was him. And the reason I bring this up in the age of talking about voting 100-year anniversary is you fast forward many years, and Bill had died, and I took care of Aunt Olga. And she and I had a special kinship, which was really odd. I was a very strong minded female, and she was still in her 80s, very childlike. And she made you laugh in many ways, but that I took her to the doctor on her 88th birthday. 88. She was living with me. And at that point in time, and she did suffer with anxiety issues, big time. And she had a heart condition, so she had to take blood pressure medication. And every week I would set her little pills, the pill box, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And one day I caught her take the pill box, and she's sitting on the bed, and she dumped them all out. And I just went and scolded her like a child. So we go to visit the doctor. It was her 88th birthday, and I left the room because her anxiety was way off the wall. And she had an Indian doctor, and he was so sweet. And I can hear them through the door. Doctor, but I need somebody to take care of me. And she won't do that. She wants me to go live in an independent living facility. And he goes, Olga, you are a very strong woman. You are very strong. I think this is a good idea for you. And Olga at that point goes, but I'm an orphan and I need somebody to take care of me. I lost it. And I had to walk away from the door because I was sadly hysterical about her mindset. I digress. Anyway, but that's what you were dealing with Aunt Olga. One day she was scolding the hell out of you and in your face, and the next day she was like a little baby. So one day we were sitting, and we both loved to crochet, so we were crocheting together. And she was telling me how, and it was during one of the election years. I think the year Al Gore was running. And we were her and I were active, like doing campaigning for Al Gore. It was really great. So anyway, she was telling me that Bill, over the years, had told her who to vote for. And I looked at her and I go, Aunt Olga, you were allowed to vote. It's I don't want to say an anonymous thing, but it's a private thing. She goes, no, I couldn't do that. No, I couldn't do that because Bill told me if I voted for my person, it would cancel out his vote and that his vote was more important. Are you kidding me? So when we went to the polls, she was so happy to be able to vote for whoever she wanted to. And that was one of my happiest times, was getting her to the polls to let her vote her way. And so even though women got the vote, oh, here's a snow truck. So even though women got the vote in 1920, they were intimidated about who they could vote for, especially for my Aunt Olga. And I was really glad that she lived at least 20 years beyond when he died. And she got to vote her heart out. Vote, people, and vote for who's right.